I've done it, boys. I've officially started playing the first Nioh. I know, I'm nearly a decade late. Over a year ago, I played Nioh 2 for the first time, and I even earned the Platinum Trophy for it. I told a lot of you I'd eventually play the first one. Well, promised, kept. Now you might be wondering, why did you play the second one first? Honestly, I don't have a good reason. It just felt like the right move at the time. Like eating dessert before dinner. Sure, it's backwards, but also no regrets. I was warned that going backwards would make the combat feel clunky, and yep, those warnings were valid. Nioh 2's combat is definitely smoother, faster, and more refined. But Nioh 1, there's something gritty, focused, even brutal about it. It's raw in a way that makes every fight feel like life or death, because it is. The combat may be stiffer, but it's still Nioh, which means it's still deep, punishing, and addictively satisfying. The key pulses, the stance switching, the high stakes loot grind, it's all here. Just a little less polished and a lot more unforgiving. And that vibe, that desperate edge of your sword feeling where you never really truly feel safe, yeah, that's kind of magic. So in this video, I want to take you through my first impressions of Nioh 1, what held up, what surprised me, what nearly made me uninstall, and ultimately why this game, despite its age, still deserves your time. Let's take a journey back to where it all began, with one blonde samurai, a whole lot of yokai, and an unhealthy addiction to elixirs. So let's talk about my first real roadblock. And no, Derek the Executioner does not count. I'm talking about the first real boss, Onryoki, or as I like to call him, Mr. I Crush Dreams for fun. This dude rolls out like a possessed wrecking ball with chains, and when I tell you he bodied me, I wasn't even close. I didn't just lose, I was evaporated. I was blocking, dodging, trying to key pulse like a pro, and then boom, chain to the face, game over. But after about 11 attempts, give or take a few, plus a rage quit, I started to see the rhythm, and that's when it clicked. Nioh doesn't want you to panic, it wants you to learn. So I made it past Onryoki. I was feeling good, even a little bit confident. But then I remembered, I have ninjutsu and a Sodigama. Hino-Enma went down for the count. Also, ninjutsu, let me tell you about ninjutsu, alright? Now listen, I'm not saying I became a coward. I'm saying I became a strategic genius with pocket bombs and poison shuriken. Ninjutsu in Nioh 1, it's not only viable, it's busted. You can throw bombs, poison enemies, turn invisible, drop traps. It's like Batman if Batman had a ninja phase and zero ethical restraint. Once I unlocked the ability to paralyze enemies and just walk up and stab them in the neck, it was over. The bosses weren't ready, the yokai weren't ready, even I wasn't ready. I was living in the shadows, throwing bombs like I was speed running ninja school. Was it honorable? No. Was it effective? Oh yeah. Now, one thing Nioh 1 does not do is hold your hand. It slaps the controller out of your hand, throws you into a burning village and says, figure it out. There are systems on top of systems. Stances, key management, weapon familiarity, guardian spirits, weapon buffs, skill trees for each stance, titles, prestige points, soul matching, blacksmith, marriage proposals. Okay, not really that one, but close. It's overwhelming at first, but once I got the initial, what does any of this mean? It became addictive. Every level was another puzzle, and every death was a lesson. A painful, expensive, EXP draining lesson, but still, a lesson. I know people love Nioh 2, and for a good reason. The combat is smoother, you get yokai abilities, you can fully customize your character. It's like Nioh 1 went to college and got a glow up. But here's the thing, there's something about Nioh 1 that hits different. It feels darker, tighter, less flashy, more focused. You don't get yokai powers to bail you out. You don't get the same level of forgiveness. You get a katana, a few ninja tricks, and a whole lot of anxiety. And that kind of pressure, it makes every victory feel earned. Let me talk to you about this build for a second that I was using. I went all in on dexterity with the Sodigama as my main weapon. And if you've never used the Sodigama before, imagine a weapon designed by a madman who wanted to turn gardening tools into death traps. It's fast, it's weird, and it destroys ki like nothing else. Pair that with ninjutsu and I became an unholy mix of speed, poison, paralysis, bombs, and blades. I'd soften enemies up from a distance with shuriken, trap them, and then chain drag them into a stun lock blender. Even Hino-Enma eventually folded to it, but not before she made me question my entire life. She's a real turning point in Nioh 1, the moment the game says, "Oh, you thought this was hard." Cute. So now that I am a few regions in, was going back to play Nioh 1 after playing Nioh 2 worth it? Absolutely. Yeah, the controls are stiffer, yeah, the UI is a mess, and yeah, I miss character customization, but Nioh 1 has something special. It's not just a prototype for the sequel, it's a full-on, brutal, brilliant action RPG with its own identity. It doesn't care if you're comfortable, it just wants you to survive, and for some reason, I love that. So if you've played Nioh 2 but never touched the first one, I say give it a shot. And if you've already played the first one, we'll go back and play it again. Grab a blade, toss some bombs, and embrace the pain. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, and throwing a ninja star at the bell icon. See you in the next one.